What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block for August 4th, 2017. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrick, and alongside me, as always, that retro code, Edward Varnell.
Hadouken! How you guys doing today?
Ah!
Yes, it's Friday.
Ed, I'm so excited.
I know.
Man, what a weird week this was.
Tell me about it.
I was like, dude, I've been editing all week, and it's just like, I finally got everything done, and now we have to do this show, Ed. Just kidding. I love this show so much. It's the best.
I love the show too.
It's the best. It's the best. Oh, man. And my nephews are over, so I had to shut the door and lock it so they don't play with my Amiibo or Disney Infinity characters.
Yeah, I have my sister and my nephew and niece for this weekend. So hopefully tomorrow and Saturday. Well, Saturday, I should say. Why are you guys watching this on Friday? I'll have Pizza Hut and I'll be watching horror movies.
Pizza.
Yes. I haven't had pizza in a while.
I love me some pizza, man.
Yes. That food pizza festival, though, that was so...
Right. We haven't talked about the food festival yet, have we?
Yes.
Did we talk about it last episode?
No, we didn't.
Oh.
We got into just discussions of so many things. So, and we completely forgot.
Okay, so food festival. We went to this food festival last week, and we were like trying to figure out what kind of weird foods we wanted to eat and all kinds of stuff like that. And we had spicy chicken. We had brisket sliders. We had white cheddar mac and cheese. We had spinach and artichoke filled pierogies. What else do we have?
Ooh.
We try to get these things called gator bites, but the food truck didn't have any, which they sounded amazing.
Did
man, I sent you pictures and stuff, Ed. Dude, that chicken was so good. We went back up twice to get it. That
chicken looked delicious. I'm like, what is this? And I want it now.
Oh my gosh, it was like this spicy jerk chicken, and it like came with this weird. It wasn't ranch. It tasted like ranch, but it wasn't ranch.
Okay, yeah. What was the sauce?
It was like this. I don't really know. It was like this creamy, like almost ranch sauce. I guess it might have been ranch. I don't know. It didn't really taste like ranch though, but it was so good. Like you just dipped a little bit of the chicken into it, and you got that nice flavor of spicy, and then that cleansing palate. Oh, it was so good.
Yes.
Oh, it was so good.
Yes. I'm so happy.
And then we walked around and we met one of Sana's old friends there. So it was a good time. It was a really good time, and there was music playing and everything. It was really fun. But man, what is with this throat thing? I talk too much. That's what's happening, Ed. This is what happens when you talk too much and your voice starts to lose itself. But
yes,
you were on NGP this week.
Everybody, so I was on Nerds Gone Platinum. Very good discussion with them, talking about PlayStation, and actually had a little discussion a little bit about with some Nintendo stuff. So do check that out, everybody, when it drops next week.
Yeah, you guys were talking about like the crossplay between, like, because they were talking about the Microsoft update a little bit, and you guys were talking about how you have to, like, PlayStation doesn't want you signing into an Xbox Live account, and like Nintendo is allowing you to do that for Minecraft, and so you can play with Xbox players from your Switch and stuff. So
yes,
pretty interesting discussion. There's also a big Vita discussion, which I was really interested to listen to, because I know exactly what Moose is talking about, because the same thing happened to me with my Vita memory card. I got a 64 gig one, and it was defective, and it must have been around the same time, because like a lot of those 64 gig memory cards were defective, and that's why the US stopped selling them. so I had to import it, and Amazon replaced it, no problem. But now I just don't have a Vita because my Vita died. So,
well, it's weird with the and I know we're gonna get into Nintendo news. Some stores didn't even get the 64 card. Like my job, we only got like the 16 gig or memory thing. Like we didn't get anything else, and pretty much after we sold out of our last Vita and our last memory card, Sony didn't send us any more. We only got one shipment of Vitas and memory cards.
Yeah, it's I don't know. The Vita is a weird system. It's like this weird little trinket that just exists, and Sony doesn't support it. But like, it's just here's the thing. I do want to replace my Vita at some point, but at the same time, I have too many Nintendo games to play, and when this fall comes around, I don't know if I'm going to be able to play a lot of the Sony games I want to play because A, Destiny's coming out, and B, when I'm not playing Destiny, I'm going to be playing Mario Rabbids, going to be playing Xenoblade, going to be playing Mario Odyssey. So,
same here.
Which reminds me, speaking of Nintendo games coming up, and actually, you know what? We're gonna let's just intro the show first before we get into all this. If you didn't know, this is Nintendo Power Block, where every Tuesday and Friday, Ed and I get together to talk about the week in Switch, 3DS, Wii U sometimes, and everything else from our favorite place, the world of Nintendo. If you're watching the video, like, subscribe, and share. Subscribe to the NPR YouTube page. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to hear. Questions, comments, concerns. You can see the breakouts daily leading up to the next episode. So you can also check out smaller videos. So if we have an interesting discussion, we'll break it out for you and post it the next day or 2 days from now. Every day at 3 o'clock, you can find something Power Block related. So if you're listening on Google Play, iTunes, Shout Engine, remember to rate us, give us those 5 stars, comment on how much you love us. It helps us grow, allows us to keep going. Remember to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, join the NGR Radio and Nintendo Power Block Facebook groups, facebook.com/groups/Nintendo Power Block, or same thing, /NGR Radio Network. If you're a creator, you can also join NGR's Creators Corner. So if you have things you want to share, ideas you want to be tossing around, if you're a new creator, there's a lot of people in there that will help you out and give you advice on equipment, programs. Even if you need a guest for your show, you can hop on in there and scope out the place. But anyways, Ed, I know I normally start with you and ask you what you've been playing, but I'm way too excited to talk about this little ditty.
Yes.
So I traded in my 3DS and got a new 2DS XL. And let me tell you what, this is a sleek little device. I like it way more than I thought I would. I've been playing the crap out of it. Like every time you get something new, you play it, and it's the shiny new thing that you need to touch all the time. But for a 6-year-old device, man, these games are freaking amazing. I've been playing Box Boy. I've been playing Bye Bye Box Boy. I've been playing Mario and Luigi Dream Team. I've been playing what's the other one I was playing? Oh, Fire Emblem. And let me tell you what, the only thing I have to complain about, well, there's 2 things, but they're very, 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 very minor, is that, and it's not on every system, but on mine, like the top screen is a tad flimsy, just a little bit, nothing like, it snaps into place, but there's just a little wiggle. And then I did notice on Fire Emblem, the top screen is not as, like, the colors seem a little, like, a tad washed out, which if you don't see them side by side, you're not going to notice. But when I was transferring stuff over from my 3DS to my 2DS, it was kind of noticeable. And then, like, when you're watching cutscenes in Fire Emblem and stuff, it's a little bit noticeable. But other than that, man, this is I think this device is going to keep 3DS going for a while. Like it is a nice, sleek piece of hardware. I like the blue. It's not like, oh, he's carrying around a toy, but it gives it enough of a unique look that it's like, stylish. So I like the plastic that they used. It's different from the 3DS. It almost has like this grippy feel to it, but not in like a terrible way. Like sometimes controllers and stuff, like, I mean, if you're using like a third party controller for Wii U or something, like if you have that Nyko Pro controller, which has the staggered sticks, you would know what I'm talking about. It's made of this like rubber that feels dry and you just kind of like want to wash your hands after you use it. This is like the good version of that. Like it just like, it feels like plastic, but it also feels like if you're gripping it, it's not going to like fall out of your hands or anything. So, but it's a cool little device and I like the texture on top. Yeah. So new 2DS it's a cool little device. I'm happy. I didn't need it, but you convinced me. It's your fault.
Hey, I was gonna get one anyway, so I can't wait to get one after I get my Switch.
Yeah, it's a cool little device. I wonder if they're gonna have any other colors for Black Friday or the holiday. Like I could see them doing bundles. There's already a Monster Hunter Silver and Black one, or not Monster Hunter, Dragon Quest Silver and Black one in Japan.
They're doing I think they're doing like a Super Mario one.
That's the regular 2DS. That's the regular 2DS, which is in our news actually. But but anyways, I've also been playing a lot of Splatoon 2. Okay. So sorry. Speaking of Switch games, pre-ordered Rayman Legends.
Yes.
Axiom Verge.
Yes.
And Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 for Switch.
Cool.
And I paid off with the extra money I got from my 3DS. I paid off Mario and Rabbids.
Yes.
Paid off Rayman Legends, and I paid off Destiny 2. So like,
you're covered.
I'm covered for a while, which I was a little bit worried because like right there in the middle of September, there's a lot of games coming out. Like I need to check this. There's a lot of games coming out that are like let me
Yeah, we actually just got some pre-order cards for some upcoming games. Like Ark, NBA 2K18, Destiny 2, Madden, FIFA. There was one more. There was like 9 cards that we got. Oh, because didn't get the WWE ones yet. We got like the gold edition of some games, like they're like the legendary special editions, and then the regular one. And NBA is still doing 2K, I should say. They're still doing the early pre-order. You get the game Friday. You get the game early before everybody else.
Yeah.
Before its release date, if you pre-order it. Which I think, I like that practice of companies doing that. Getting the physical copy earlier if you pre-order it. Everybody else.
Yeah.
I think that.
Oh, continue.
Oh,
sorry.
Go ahead, Corey.
Oh, I was just going to say.
No, I was just. Oh.
This is the problem when we're not using Skype and we're using Google Hangouts. There's a slight delay, so we have to interrupt each other.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think that will increase pre-orders if more companies would do that. Yeah. If I could get the game early to play, then I'll pre-order it.
Yeah, for me, it's like September is a rough month. It's Destiny 2. Rayman Legends, and NBA 2K, Metroid, and the Amiibo, Pokken Tournament, FIFA. Like that's my September right now, and it's like I would love to have all these games and like in our news section, NBA 2K18 for Switch has been delayed a little bit, the physical copy. So I wonder if they're just struggling to print cartridges or something, and they want to have enough for them to get out there. But my September is rough, and then you go into October, it's South Park, Axiom Verge, Redoubt, Mario Odyssey, Wolfenstein. So, and then my November is getting kind of full now too with Star Wars, and you said Rhyme, and somewhere in there you got to fit Skyrim and Xenoblade and Fire Emblem. So, yeah. Yep. It's gonna be a crazy couple months, but there's so many good.
We'll be working hard.
So that's where I'm at right now. So I need to figure some stuff out. But yeah. Anyways, so Ed, what have you been playing?
Dragon Quest 8. I meant to hook up my Wii U up and started playing that, but I fell asleep kind of at the NGP Wednesday. Till Darksiders 2, I'm playing on PS4. I own it on Wii U, and I'm further on the Wii U version than the PS4 version, I should say, not PS2, sorry, the PS4 version. And I think I'm planning on beating that game. I really need to just like finish it so I get ready for Darksiders 3. Uncharted 4, Rise of the Tomb Raider, just been collecting stuff. Stories, Path of Destinies, I've been finished. And I'm probably going to be picking up some games tomorrow, depending on how, I should say Friday, where you guys are watching this. Hopefully, if the budget that I have is available, I'll be picking up Ever Oasis and starting that. And I still need to start Fire Emblem. But hopefully I could get Ever Oasis and then pick up Hey Pikmin also when I get a chance. Because most of what I get from my job has to kind of go back to my job so I can get my Switch out. And the way that looks, if things keep going the way that they are, I might have my Switch earlier than planned. So then I can start buying games for it.
Yes. Ah, man. Ed, I can't wait for you to have Switch. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yes.
Ah, man. So what do you say we get into this news?
Oh, yes. There's tons of news.
I know. So last episode, of course, the day after we recorded the episode, Capcom announces games coming to Switch. Like we said that Capcom was planning games for Switch, but they actually announced 2 coming to Switch, which are Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 are both headed to the Switch by the end of 2017. Which, not the games I expected to be coming first off, but I was expecting Resident Evil of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly jokingly, I thought it was going to be Resident Evil 4 because that game is playable everywhere. But more in terms of what I like from Resident Evil, I'm not a huge Resident Evil guy, but like I was thinking more Remake and Zero, which maybe they'll make their way over to Switch at some point, just because those games are so intrinsically tied to Nintendo.
Yeah.
But we are getting Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 for Switch. And then we have a couple questions about Capcom and what they've announced for Switch. Megan Green asks, with Capcom having a history of working with Nintendo, especially during the GameCube GBA era, why do you think they went with Revelations instead of Remake, 0, or 4? What other games do you want from Capcom?
I think with remakes, with Resident Evil Remake, they kind of, I think a lot of those games been done before a lot. And so I don't think it'll be a smart business decision on putting that on Switch, even though everybody else had played it. Re-releases of the Resident Evil games, there's no report on them how good or how well they're doing. Revelations 2 though, we've never got it. If people don't remember, we got Resident Evil Revelation on 3DS, which got ported to the Wii U. Everybody else ended up getting Revelations, and then they ended up putting the sequel on PS3 and 360, and we never got to. So for those Nintendo fans who want to have that complete collection of Revelations, they're now getting it on Switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think those are good little bite-sized games too for traveling. I played Revelations on Wii U, and the game is split up into chapters. So like if you're traveling or whatever, it's good. It's a good way to break up a survival horror game if you're breaking it up into chapters. So Revelations, they did that episodic thing for 2, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
So that was, I mean, that's intrinsically the same thing. So but yeah, for a portable device that people seem to love and you want to take it with you and need survival horror, Revelations, at least the first one, was halfway decent. It felt more like Resident Evil 4 and 5 mixed together than it did like 1 and 2 or 1 and 0, I guess. But it was still a pretty good game, especially on Wii U. So
yes. To answer the second part of games that I would like to see Capcom actually put on it, I would love for them to bring back Clover games. Like I said, I would love for Okami and Rita for Joe to appear on it, and then put on DMC. I would love those 3 games to be on Switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, especially Okami.
Yeah. I mean, we even got the somewhat sequel to it on 3DS. So if they could like port that over to Switch, I'll take that one. Like a comic collection, yeah, or a Clover collection. That's what I would like to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, I would like to see the Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2 come over, maybe in a pack, like the same pack for like $40 or $50. Like,
also the Bionic Commando collection of the remasters of 1 and 2.
Yeah,
those would be good on Switch also.
Yeah. Mohammed asks, why wouldn't they give us Mega Man or Disney collections? I mean, those are the games that I kind of want to see on Switch, just because those are, except for like one of those, or I guess the last 3 Mega Man games, 8, 9, and 10, like they're all Nintendo games. They're all Nintendo games, and they're not on a Nintendo platform, which doesn't make any sense.
Well, besides 8 wasn't the only one that wasn't a Nintendo game.
Oh wait, yeah, 9 and 10 were both on Wii, weren't they? Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah,
that was my mistake. So yeah, only one of those games is not on a Nintendo platform. So yeah, I would love to see both of those games come to Switch, or both of those collections, I guess.
I would think Mega Man. I think both of them will be perfectly fine on Switch, because everybody just like when they play Mega Man 9 and 10, they were just like it fits on the Wii U with the controller, because it felt like an old NES controller. Mm-hmm. So with Switch, you still having that side controller, you would probably still get that good feeling of playing it. It's just that you have to control Mega Man with the analog stick and not a D-pad.
Yeah. So. Even if they didn't release physical copies, even if they just threw them up on the eShop, like I would totally, I would totally download the Mega Man Legacy Collection. I already have it on my 3DS.
Right. And see, at that time, we didn't need the Legacy Collection on Wii U because we had most of the games on the Virtual Console.
Yeah. Which I think was the big reason why I didn't come to Wii U at all.
Right, because we had, and then most of them came to 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, the Legacy Collection,
it was just like
the Legacy Collection is on 3DS because I have it. That's where I played it. So,
oh, that is right.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. See. Mega Man Legacy Collection. Woohoo! Mega Man spinning around real fast.
Right.
But
I wonder why they didn't add the PSP version for Mega Man Legacy 2.
I don't know.
It's very weird.
PSP, because nobody likes PSP. Sorry, Moose. I know you're not listening because you're not a Nintendo fan, but nobody likes PSP.
You'd be shocked.
Oh man. But in terms of Capcom games, I would like to see DMC come to Switch too. Like,
Yes.
I mean, that game can't be that hard to port over. Like, I told you there are 3 franchises that if they were on Switch, I would not own any other console. And one is Tomb Raider, one is DMC, and one is Destiny. Like, those are the 3 franchises that if they were on Switch, I would not own any other console. Like, because I wouldn't need them. I'd have everything I need right there.
If Destiny 2 would have came to Switch, I think it wouldn't matter. I think people would get the game that they wanted to play. And regardless of there's technical difficulties or it ran a little bit slower or something, like all that stuff probably could be patched later. Everybody be like, I get to take Destiny on the go. And then you could just see people just taking it with them and, teaming up with, finding people on the train or the bus or whatever with friends. Be like, okay, let's team up now. We're in person, we could communicate better, and we have a squad that I could trust. They would be there. I think they probably would have double sales on Switch than they would have on PlayStation and Xbox.
Well, the thing with Destiny is that it's an always online game, and Switch isn't always online. Like, you always have to be connected to the internet with that game, and the fact that like the voice chat stuff is so complicated on Switch. I think Destiny is one of those games that would really do worse on Switch just based on the fact that it's not always tied to the internet and the voice chat. Those are the 2 main things Destiny needs to succeed, and Nintendo doesn't have either of those, like with Switch.
I think the voice chat thing is optional.
Not if you're trying to raid or accomplish something really hard.
Optional as in you don't have to go through that one channel. Like, if I'm able to team up with you and we could talk through Skype or Google, the way that we do, let's pod and play. That you guys should also check out on NGR. Like, if we're pod and playing, besides us being not hearing from the third person if they're a stranger, but if we get like another person on Switch that we know, it's just we could do Google Hangouts or Skype and not have to interfere that way. There's other ways to communicate online to play a game.
Yeah,
for Switch.
Yeah, but maybe that'll be a topic for our upcoming Destiny show, Vanguard FM. Maybe we'll have that discussion there at some point. But we're going to move along to the next news story. Speaking of voice chat, early reports show that only 17% of Switch owners are using the app. That's a very low number.
Yes.
I think that app needs a lot of work done to it. I wish the way the app worked was, you could just tether your Switch to it, not like just, enter in a code or something on the app to say, hey, this is the Switch that it's linked to. And then I could just plug in my headphones to my phone and talk. Like, I wish that was the situation. But, it having to be plugged into the headphone jack on the Switch, then you have to like wire it all the way to a splitter, and then the splitter plugs into your phone and then to your headset. And then if you have an Apple, anything newer from the Apple phones, you have to have the new splitter, which goes from like the charger to the lightning jack. Like, it's just this really complicated setup.
It needs Bluetooth functionality.
Yeah,
I think Switch do Bluetooth.
What?
Doesn't have a Bluetooth in it?
What?
Switch doesn't it have a Bluetooth?
Switch? Are you talking about Switch?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's where like the controllers are based off Bluetooth, which is why they also work on PCs if you have a Bluetooth adapter.
Okay, because I think it would be, I literally think it would be cool for Nintendo to search more. They could still use the app for meeting games and all that other stuff, you know, a range of stuff. But I'm like, if they could able to get their Bluetooth functionality working, where you could be able to chat through Bluetooth through your system, or even do the phone, still chat but use Bluetooth in it through it. I think that would cut back through the wires and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's it's a hard thing, but I think at the end of the day, I think people who are playing Switch, 99% of them don't care about voice chat, or they'll find a different way, or you're just not playing the games that require it. Like the only game right now that requires voice chat of any kind is Splatoon. And like, I know they're patching some stuff in to fix it to where you can play on your friends' teams and stuff, but like a lot of people are just using Discord. It's the same thing we were just talking about Destiny and how maybe it could work on Switch if they did it right. But like, it's people are using Discord, people are using their PS4s, people are like, it's the same setup people have had since Xbox 360 launched and people were trying to play games on Wii together. Like, they're finding other ways to use it. And if you want to use this complicated setup, it's there for you, but like there's easier ways, there's other ways, and that's the solution. So
and I feel like Nintendo is looking at the data. Like I said, keep sending them that feedback. Let them know that if you don't like this or the problems that you're having with this, Nintendo needs to know that. They really do. Like if you buy Splatoon and they ask you a survey, and you did buy one of the headsets and you experiencing problems, give them that feedback. They want to hear it. Now, be professional. Don't cuss and all of that stuff, but let them know that you're displeased with it and present some solutions. Like let them know. Let them hear.
Yeah, it's there's ways to go around it, and I think all in all, like the Switch is a great device, and this is just like one piece of the pie that's missing. And not that this is an excuse or anything, but Nintendo's still trying to figure it out. Nintendo, we see Nintendo's changing direction. Yeah, they're a little late to the party, but they are changing directions. We saw that with Zelda, like coming out with a bang with Zelda. It's changing directions, changing what it means to be Nintendo. We see it with Mario Odyssey. We see it with Mario and Rabbids. We see the change in direction with the hardware and the software. Now it's the technical stuff on the back end that we'll see come to fruition eventually with the paid service, and that'll probably fix a lot of things, because technically, like, this is a beta period for their online stuff. We are technically experiencing a beta. We're using it for free, where they're getting feedback from us. And when they launch it, it'll most likely be fixed and be, more towards what we want from an online service. But
yes,
as of now, like 17% of all Switch owners, that's like 400, that's like 300,000 people out of 5 million. 400,000 people. So, it's yeah. But anyways, we're going to move on to this little hiccup in the 2K physical releases on Switch. NBA 2K18's physical release has been delayed on Switch, though the digital release will release day and date with the rest of the versions. Also to note, now WWE 2K18 and NBA 2K18 Switch physical versions have a tentative fall release date for both physical copies. Interesting. I don't know how like you delay a physical copy but release the digital version. Maybe they just are having a hard time getting carts from Nintendo. Maybe they're having a hard time fitting the game onto a cart or something. But like, that just seems odd that they would delay the physical version but not the digital version.
Yeah, I think it's a cart issue. I think they're trying to find a cart that's going to be big enough to hold that much data for the game. Where with it's digital, you could just put it up there. There's no data cap or anything.
Yeah, it's weird, but like I said, I'm getting NBA 2K on Switch. Like, I'm one of those people who wants to play it on the couch, or while I'm watching TV, or it's one of those games that you can play while not paying attention to a show in the background. Like, I think the Switch is a perfect place for sports games, just for the travel factor. Like, people want to play sports games, on the go, and we haven't had a decent version of a sports game on a handheld platform, and that's why, like, my friend uses his Vita to remote play Madden and WWE, like, because he doesn't have a handheld version of the game. So it's a weird thing that you would delay one version but not the other, but it's cool. I will wait. Although I don't know if I want the physical box anymore because of the whole Cavs Kyrie Irving trading thing, but that's just me.
I say just get it digitally. I think it's more convenient, and
because I'll trade it 6 months later for the new version. Like,
dang.
that's what I'll do. Like, I don't keep my sports games. That's just weird and dumb. But I don't know. Some people keep them. Some people have like 30 years of Madden lined up on their shelf, and it's like, well, okay.
Hey, collector's items.
Yeah, collector's items. Madden collector's item. Good one. New indie release dates were announced earlier this week. Retro City Rampage is out now. Came out August 3rd for Switch. It's $14.99, I think. And then Phantom Trigger comes out next week for Switch. It looks a little bit like Hyper Light Drifter. Really, it's a top-down pixelated action adventure game. So looks really cool. You should check it out. I think I'm going to check it out because I love Hyper Light Drifter a lot. So
yes,
it's got a really cool art style. So I would recommend you check it out. At least watch a trailer and see how you feel. But if you like Hyper Light Drifter, this looks like to be that game for Switch. Which the rumor is Hyper Light Drifter is coming to Switch at some point soon. So
it has to.
That would make me really happy. Really, really happy.
Yes.
Okay, Super Nintendo Classic. We talked about the Walmart fiasco last week. Nintendo came out with a statement on their Facebook page that they will be allowing pre-orders later this month, and that they will be supplying a significantly larger amount of the Super Nintendo Classics than the NES Classics, both for pre-order and in stores. So that doesn't really relieve any pressure. It actually makes me wonder if I should pre-order one online and then go buy one at the store. But like, it's good that they are acknowledging that the NES Classic was a screw up, in that they are manufacturing more for the SNES. Because I think a lot more people have a lot more fondness for the SNES than the NES. Like, even people who grew up with Atari and NES have a greater fondness for Super Nintendo because games kind of grew up with them, and that's like, 16-bit was like the pinnacle of 2D gaming. So, how do you feel?
I think the pre-orders are good, but I don't think they should do them online. I think they should only be exclusive to retail, so you actually have to go in and do it, and get a physical copy. Like they put your information in and all of that, so that does come in. You have yours already reserved, and of course they'll limited probably to 10 or 15 people, but depending on how many they're going to get, I think people should be able to go in stores and like pre-order and do the pre-orders there, because that when we get to a particular question later on, that will fight against some of the problems that people are going to be having trying to get it on day one.
Yeah. It's
So
I hope they're going to do a better job of eliminating scalping. Like, I know scalping is always going to be a thing. Popular things are always going to be. I mean, that's just the system we live in, right? Like, if something's popular, it's going to be worth more, and people are going to want it. And scalpers have the right to do that, but at the same time, it's like, it sucks for the people who really want one and go and try to get one and can't find one. So
right.
I hope they try to eliminate that. And it seems like they're taking steps to try to slow scalping down. So
right. So that's why I think like the online, go in the store, and if you only could do one per customer. So if you have a family that's with you, one person in our whole family will only be able to reserve it, not two people. You got to go to, if another person would have to go to a whole different store to reserve one if they want one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfair, but some stores do that actually for certain limited edition toys or exclusive toys. They'd be like, if you come in and there's a group of you, only one in that group could buy one. Not everybody could buy one.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you have a limited item. Like, it's yeah. So I can't wait for a Super Nintendo. I'm not gonna lie. I still have my NES Classic hooked up. It's the best thing ever. It's the best thing ever. Anyways, so you know how I just told you I have this sexy new 2DS XL.
Yes.
Well, Ed, if you don't like the sleek, sexy nature of this device, there's a new bundle for you. For $79.99, you can get the doorstop 2DS with New Super Mario Brothers 2. The red and white bundle is coming out for $79.99 with New Super Mario Brothers 2 digitally installed. So if you don't want a 2DS that folds up and looks like a doorstop or a wedge for, I don't know, your table that's wobbly, there you go, $80.
Still a good bargain for people who just want a DS, a new DS system.
Yeah. Well, my cousin's kid is 6, and he's starting to dabble in games. Like, I mean, they still have a Wii hooked up, and he's obsessed with Lego Star Wars. Like, he's obsessed. And every time he comes over or I see him, he asks me about my 3DS or my Switch, and my mom was thinking about getting him one of these 2DSs for Christmas. So
I think that would be cool.
Yeah. The only thing is like everything would have to be digital because he loses a lot of things, and cartridges are small. So probably have to set up a digital account for him, but still pretty cool. Pretty good bundle.
Like get him a bigger SD card or micro SD card, and kind of show the parents that, hey, if you guys want to buy him a game, you don't want to use your credit card, teach him about the Nintendo eShop points.
Yeah.
Like at retail stores. That way they could go in, like Toys R Us or something, buy the cards, put the code in, and there they go.
Yeah. Yeah. Digital's good. Digital is good. Although,
yes.
You know what I was thinking the other day? And Nintendo actually did this for Splatoon 2 in Japan. I want the physical boxes, but I want the digital item. And like for Splatoon, they sold the physical box with the code, a digital code for the game inside. And I wonder how long it takes somebody to actually go full on into that, to either like, hey, here's the physical copy, or right next to it is the box with the digital code inside of it.
Well, Rayford did that for DuckTales.
Yeah.
For our 3 systems. Yeah. They put the code in and you got the physical box.
Oh, you mean HD?
Yeah.
My Wii U version is a disc.
It must be 2 different versions then. Because
the PS4 or the PS what came out for 360 and PS3, right? Those might be digital, but my Wii U one is a disc. Like
Oh,
that's why I got it, because it was a disc.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I don't know. It could be. Yeah, I mean, I didn't. You know me, Ed. I don't like to dabble a lot on the other systems. I'm sorry. I just something about it, man. I play like a handful of games on those systems, and I go back to playing everything else on Switch just because it offers me more of what I want. Except for Tomb Raider and DMC and Destiny.
Yes.
Jerks. Later this week, like this maybe should have gone up earlier in the news, but Atlas announced a few Persona games, including one for the 3DS, a sequel to Persona Q. About a month ago, there's a rumor about Sega and Atlas trademarking Persona R, which some people just thought it was maybe a Persona 5 like special edition, maybe coming later this year or something. But announced for 3DS, Persona Q2 is officially coming to 3DS, so that'd be cool. I kind of want a real Persona game on Switch or 3DS, but not that this isn't a real Persona game. I shouldn't say that. It's a different type of Persona game where everything outside of the dungeons is third person, but it's a first person dungeon crawler. So interesting. I guess we do have a real Persona game in Tokyo Mirage Sessions for Wii U. But anyways, how do you feel about this, Ed? 3DS still going strong with those RPGs.
Cool. Yes. And see, I didn't get to try Persona Q. You only could get it at certain stores. But I think this is cool that I know they were just like they've been going out announcing new Persona titles for different systems. So to get this news that Persona Q2 is coming out, yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah. I will probably check it out. I played the first one. I didn't really care for it, but at the same time, that I was trying that game, I was playing Persona 4 Golden on Vita pretty heavily. So
okay,
it's not good to play those two games at the same time because you're wanting one experience on both machines and you're not getting it. So maybe I'll go back and try it. I have it somewhere laying around somewhere. So is there any other news, Ed?
No, that's pretty much it at the moment.
That was a monster news week. I wish something like that would come to Arsenal X so we could talk about the Xbox. But
give it time.
We just have to make stuff up for Xbox.
Ed, what are we talking?
This is how Arsenal X goes. Ed, what are we talking about? I don't know. We'll dig up something, and then we have like just random conversations about stuff.
Like about Microsoft, and then they'd be like, "Oh, okay, what? Oh, that's the show." Actually, the one last thing of news story that Super Mario Odyssey is getting a higher ESRB rating, and this would be a series history. So instead of it being E, it's going to be E10.
Yeah, this isn't your dad's Mario. This is it's coming. He's gonna, I don't know yeah. There's all these jokes flying around like Mario's gonna get frisky with Pauline and stuff. It was like just all these crazy things going around, but like it's gonna be Mario. Like it's not. There's probably gonna be some jokes in there that maybe younger kids won't get, and maybe that's why it's E10. But like, it's just funny. It's just funny. E10 Mario.
Exactly.
I mean,
I was thinking about it.
Remember when they made a big deal that Twilight Princess was rated teen, and that was the first Zelda game rated teen. So,
hey, and I'd be like, nothing in this game is teen.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's some blood, I guess, and sword fighting, but I don't know.
But it wasn't like human blood or anything.
No. But I don't know. It's just funny, like the way, like you think of a teen game, and you look at Zelda, and then you look at something like Halo and Destiny, because those are both teen rated games, and it's like, not the same thing.
Hey, Corey, have you heard of a game called Gear Club Unlimited?
Oh, the racing game. It's like this.
Yeah,
I think it's like a sim racing game coming to Switch.
yeah. It says it's coming fall 2017.
Yeah, I did hear that. For those of you who don't like Mario Kart, shame on you. But yeah, Switch is getting a racing game called Gear Club Unlimited. It is a realistic simi type racing game.
Yes,
so if you're into like
by eating games, new trailer out for it.
Yeah, it says Gear Club Unlimited is a realistic racing game that features modern cars such as McLarens and Porsches and focuses more on realism than arcade, which is great because Switch really needs a realistic racing game for racing fans out there. And I think, people are still kind of bummed about not getting Project Cars when it was announced for Wii U and they couldn't get it running right on Wii U. And so they scrapped the project. And now that Project Cars 2 is not coming to Switch at all. This is it's probably a decent, sim racing, I guess, for those types of fans. I mean, for me, it's going to be Forza for any racing outside of Mario Kart. But,
pretty much.
If you don't have an Xbox and don't want to play Gran Turismo and you want to take realistic racing on the go, then Switch version coming for you.
Yeah. But I am going to try the Need for Speed Rivals for Xbox when it comes out.
Nice. All right, Ed, we got some questions.
Yes, we do. Thank you guys for sending us some great questions. You guys could actually, I'll let Corey handle that part. He'll let you guys know where you can send questions and everything. First, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to get it out of the way real quick. You can email the show at nintendopowblock@gmail.com. That's nintendopowblock@gmail.com. Or you can tweet at NGR Radio. I'm working on a Twitter account for Powblock. Or you can look for our Facebook messages and groups and stuff for the posts. Usually the day before the show, we record the show, just so we have enough time to gather the questions and stuff. So if you email us or post in the Facebook group or tweet at us, we will read your questions on air. So, Ed, you may continue.
Yes, we got a lot of great questions for you guys. So I've done my best to not reply really much to them because of presenting them on the show. So our first question comes from Jesse Douglas. Did you think the Switch is going to have more app options and offer Netflix, Hulu, Pandora, and other media things like that? For me, of course, Netflix and Hulu will be on the system. They'll probably be coming next year. I believe. I don't think they're going to be coming like right away. As for Pandora or in other media things, Crunchyroll would be a good one to be on Switch if they could get it on. Yeah. Pandora, not so much because the Switch is not really like a music player, and I don't think the speakers and stuff is that big to hear because like Xbox One and PS4 kind of don't have. I don't think they have like a music service that you could stream.
Sony has Spotify, but that's because they own Spotify.
Okay.
Xbox has apps. They have music apps like SoundCloud and what I guess Microsoft, whatever their music thing is. That's service. Like whatever Microsoft's version of iTunes is, they have.
Okay.
But I think maybe Spotify and Pandora are also on Microsoft. I don't know. I really only use my Xbox for gaming and Netflix and Amazon and stuff. I don't really go to those places for music. That's more like, my laptop has music loaded on it or my phone or something that I can just put my headphones in while I'm working on stuff.
Right.
But, I don't know. I don't know really if they can figure out a way to allow music to play in the background while you're playing games. like why, but you can still hear like the sound effects and stuff. Like that would be cool. But at the same time, I feel like Nintendo games, Nintendo games music is so coherent to the experience you're having. Like Splatoon, that game, probably 50% of my enjoyment from that game is the way the music coincides with what the level you're playing or the way you're moving through the world. But yeah, so I don't know. For me, music isn't as the music stuff isn't as big of a deal as like maybe Netflix at some point, you know, Hulu, Amazon, YouTube, maybe a Twitch app to where you can watch Twitch. But at the same time, like the Switch is the console I'm playing while I'm watching Netflix. So like for me, like it's just a different device to the point where like, you know, I expect that stuff on Xbox and PlayStation, but I don't need it on my Switch because I already have it at those places, and Switch is the device I'm playing while I'm watching Netflix.
Okay. Well,
So,
some people think that, you know, since the system is portable and it's on the go, you know, it would be nice to be able to have those apps and stuff, like if you're at McDonald's or something, or you're at Chili's or something, you're waiting for your food and everything.
Chili's egg rolls. You had Chili's egg rolls? That's
so good.
It's the avocado ranch sauce that you can dip it in.
Oh, I might get Chili's tomorrow for dinner.
In their bacon ranch quesadillas.
I have not had those yet.
I'm getting really hungry. I don't know if you can see that in my face, but
everybody sees it. Yeah.
But
Jesse asked another question though. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I'm not gonna say no to those apps because, like, you know, if you are sitting on a plane or something, like if you're going on a trip and Netflix offers that service to where you can download episodes of shows to take them with you if you're not connected to the internet now.
Yes.
So like that type of service on Switch would be more ideal, you know. And, you know, if you're not feeling playing a game, like you can watch an episode or two of a show or something and be fine. So like I see that really working out for this device. So I look, I want multimedia apps everywhere. Like I have the YouTube app on my 3DS. Come on. Who watches YouTube on 3DS? But, you know, I just think like it's more important to the ecosystems of the other systems than for Switch is what I'm getting at.
I used to watch when I had before I got my Wii U, I used to watch like Law and Order SVU on my 3DS, and then when I started watching my Wii U before I went to bed, like just cut everything off, lay in the bed, and watch stuff on my gamepad.
I don't even know what to say to you, Ed, right now.
That I'm going to the next question. Jesse Douglas also asks, is the standalone Switch dock worth $80? And do you think we will see a price drop on it around the holiday? There's a definite answer I would give for this. And I told Jesse this. It would not be a price drop. It is worth the $80.
Well, that's actually already a price drop from what it was originally announced at. It was 90.
Oh, it was? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is right.
But they already, here's the thing. Nyko is releasing a $30 dock sometime in the near future. It is just a dock with an AC adapter. You have to provide your own HDMI cable and charging cable for your controllers, etc. But if you want like the Nintendo version of the dock, it is $80. It comes with an official Nintendo AC adapter, which is very useful. Trust me, I have 3 3DS chargers laying around this house somewhere. You know, the dock is Nintendo quality product. It is sturdy. It will last you. Where, you know, sometimes Nyko stuff lasts like maybe 2 or 3 years, and then you'll have to replace it. Like, It comes with an HDMI cable. It comes with a controller charging cable. So like you're getting more than just the dock. Not much more, but you are getting more than just the dock, plus like the Nintendo seal of quality or whatever. I'm not saying $80 isn't expensive, because it is. But you know, I would like to have a dock in the bedroom at some point, just to have one in case I'm laying in bed and you know, my wife's asleep and I want to play a game and just laying in bed, you know, because like I like to play games while I lay in bed, and sometimes I don't want to play in handheld mode. Sometimes I would like to just look at the TV and use my controller. So
it's where I would love to have a dock in the bathroom. In the bathroom. I mean, in case, you know,
a wall mount. Are you one of those people that needs like a wall mounted TV in your nice big cozy bathtub and play games while you're taking a bubble bath in? Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
Cool t-shirt idea, by the way, Ed taking a bubble bath playing games.
I mean, if we're going to have the Netflix and we're going to have YouTube and stuff in Pandora, I'm like, it would be cool just to dock it, or, you know, to run out of energy. I'll just let it charge. Like pause the game and throw it on the dock.
That's funny.
If I happen to have a TV in the bathroom, what can I say? But yeah, I don't think there's going to be a price drop, but I feel like it is an important item to have if you're getting the Switch.
Yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, when Switch comes with the dock, it's not like you have to have a dock, but like you're getting the extra thing, so you're gonna have to pay something for it, right? It's not like so. Anyways, the dock, I think if there will be cheaper solutions at some point, but for now, like, you know, if you want the Nintendo one, there you go. It's $80.
Yes. So moving on, host of NGP, Nurse Gone Platinum, Moose Clawell asks, Nintendo, why bother? Wait, that's Xbox. But he actually asked most anticipated game this year. For me, it was Cuphead. I know that's coming out. Really, most anticipated game is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's my actual most anticipated game to have this year. Because Super Mario Odyssey is an automatic buy for me. Like, if I don't buy it, someone in my family household will buy it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not worried about that. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, that's me.
Man, for me, I guess Mario and Rabbids is up there, man. Mario and Rabbids looks really good. But I don't know. Something about Fire Emblem Warriors really gets me excited too, because I love Fire Emblem. But
yes,
it's probably between those two. It's hard because every game on this, like, there's like 5 games on the Switch list that I'm like, I cannot wait to play this game. You know, obviously Mario and Rabbids, obviously Xenoblade Chronicles 2, obviously Fire Emblem Warriors. I'm not a huge Mario guy, but like I'm excited to play this one just because it looks like they're trying to do something really cool and interesting and different, similar to Mario 64, which is my favorite Mario game.
Yes.
So like, what else is on this list? I mean, Pokken Tournament, I'm not super excited for. Rhyme, I'm pretty excited for Rhyme, but I mean, I know I can play that other places already. So those are kind of like the big 3: is Xenoblade, Mario, Rabbids, and Fire Emblem, and then the Mario Odyssey is just like the no-brainer situation. So, but I mean, I'm looking at my list right now. There's so many Switch games. Like, how is there so many games already? How is there so many games already? Like
I don't know, and it's still growing.
I know. And then you look at 2018, we're getting a proper Fire Emblem, Kirby, Yoshi, I'm assuming Pokemon will be ready by next year. Like they would be dumb not to hit a holiday season, you know. I just feel like next year there's going to be a Pokemon game next year. I don't know if it's going to be like one of those remakes for 3DS, like a generational remake, or the Switch version, which I really hope it's the Switch version, and I really hope it's Red and Blue too. But Rayman Legends is coming out this year. Like the next 10 months are already planned out. Plus, they did say they're aiming for 2018 for Metroid Prime 4, though I think it might be a spring 2019 game at the earliest. So, plus they're localizing Dragon Quest 11, and it's coming to Switch at some point. The follow-up to I Am Setsuna is coming up. The Lost Sphere is coming in
Lost Sphere.
So there's a lot to look forward to on Switch. But those are kind of like my main three: is Mario Rabbids, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade 2. Xenoblade 2 especially because it's got the Final Fantasy 9 vibes that we talked about last episode. So
yes, one of my favorites. We only got 2 more questions left, and this one comes from Lisa Goodman. She's asking, Team Mayo or Team Ketchup?
Well, since I don't like ketchup, I'm going Team Mayo. If you want to know about the inside joke and why she asked that question, please listen to NGR Radio on Monday. That's all I'm going to say.
Team Mayo for me. I love ketchup because I eat it with my fries, but most things like burgers and sandwiches, I'm always looking for mayonnaise. I always got to have mayo on it.
Mm-hmm.
For that. So last one is coming from Antonio Gulen. The top price for scalpers would get for an SNES Classic. Okay, and my first part,
scalper.
The first part I said that would depend on the availability of the shipment, but I have thoughts on this one, or I kind of have a thought. I think they're going to be charging people from $300 to $500 if people really want it, and they're not going to. And I'm gonna say this: they're not going to get a penny for anybody, because if people want it, they will wait. I don't think people are super desperate to get an NES Classic that big. So I think what's going to happen is it's just like for people who are willing to spend the money to go to get it through a scalper, that's fine. But I think people are probably gonna, and you may have to take the day off, or you might have to be like, I think you might have to actually probably switch your schedule around, like close at night or something. But I think that people will be at the store earlier in the morning to get Super NES Classic. If Nintendo can at least send 40 per store, I don't think there'll be a problem of people getting a system. Mm-hmm. And so that they are not getting a system that they have to go into scalpers. Yeah, if they can send 40 per store and this first shipment, for I think Nintendo would be good, and I think a lot of people will be happy.
Yeah. I really hope Nintendo really just provides enough for people that really want one. And I think that first initial shipment will be low, but I think a lot more will be coming. I don't know. Pre-orders are going up soon, and we're going to go look for one that day when you come up here. So,
yes.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be another NES situation, but at the same time, I do think, the when scalpers start really charging a lot of money for these things, I think it'll be either right before Christmas or the beginning of 2018, because they said they're only producing them through 2017.
Right.
So I think that's when you're going to see the scalpers really hit hard for charging for these things. I think a lot of scalpers are going to buy them and hold on to them till that point. And then, we'll see.
Yes.
We'll see. But they're not getting any of my money. I'm going to pre-order one, and then I'm going to go buy one. And then, if I end up getting two, my friend Joey really wants one. So I'll just, let him pay me for it. I'm going to scalp him. $300, Joey. Just kidding. Anyways.
But that will be $120.
But seriously, that'll be like $300. Chop, chop. Chop, chop.
You need to pay me. I need my coins.
Where are my coins? Yoshi's getting hungry. Gosh, think of like a mob boss, Yoshi. I need my coins.
Oh, yes.
I need my coins or I'll eat you. Wow.
I would love a plushie Nintendo of America, like from the Nintendo store, of Yoshi in a suit, like a mob suit.
Yeah. I'm gonna be there in like a month.
Yes. But yeah, that's all our questions. So once again, everybody, thank you for sending them. And you could continue to send those questions or chat with us on the Nintendo Power Block Facebook page.
Yeah. Chat with us. Join us. One of us. Anything else we want to talk about, Ed, before we wrap the episode?
No, I think that's it. Everybody, please have a great weekend. Have a great Friday. Hopefully you guys, and also let us know what you guys are playing. I really want to know what everybody's going to be playing for the weekend. And maybe if you are playing at that sort of time and I got the game, I can hop on with you guys and we can have more of a discussion.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching Nintendo Power Block. Remember, you can find a new episode on your audio feed or on our YouTube page every Tuesday and Friday. And on our YouTube page, you can find the breakouts of our interesting discussions that we have during the episode. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode and check out my podcast, Optional Opinion, on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and other podcast apps. And then also check out Arsenal X, which is our Xbox podcast, World 101 podcast, and Let's Pod and Play, where Corey and I, other guests, play various video games and podcasts, like talk about the games. So yes. You can find me at Corey Hudson in HD on Twitter. You can find me at Corey in HD on Instagram. You can find me on NGR Radio every Monday at 10 a.m. and on Arsenal X with Ed and Let's Pod and Play every Thursday at 11:30. This week's episode was Axiom Verge. I do apologize for the audio quality. For some reason, Axiom Verge decided to really just drain the audio of me and Ed talking, but you can still watch us play some Axiom Verge and have a good time. I do need to adjust that. Ray's going to help me adjust that later. So yes,
I know we are all doing the Uncharted Let's Pod and Play at some point today, so I'm pretty excited for that. Let's see where else you can find all of our content on ngrradio.com. Ed writes there. I'm trying. I got a little busy working and editing all the shows and stuff, so I apologize that I have not been writing a lot recently. But let's see. Like, subscribe, and share. Rate us, leave a comment, all that good stuff. And until next week, we love you.
Bye, everybody. Woohoo!